Ready?
Born ready.
All right then. All right. You're not ready for that episode.
Dudes, we don't get pregnant.
Cool, I'll make a baby.
Welcome to the To Hell With You,
And back.
a love story.
Delayed reaction.
Delayed reaction. So, put my phone away so I'm not distracted.
Always.
Sorry, I'm a businessman. I'm a man of business. All right, folks. So we've talked about how we got together.
Yes, we have.
And now I feel like the next important piece of the puzzle is what it's like to be married with
Children. Because we have so many.
Yeah.
Get it? Was it funny? But
Married with Children was a great show in the 90s.
It was a great show.
And I would rather we just talk about that instead.
But was it a great show?
Al Bundy was a shoe salesman.
I think it was kind of, trashy.
It was very trashy, and he was kind of not a great father.
Peggy Bundy was a little,
Yeah, it was,
Thanks.
It wasn't the best show, and he wasn't a great dad. He just sat on the couch with his hand down his pants.
That's real.
It's kind of strange.
But we still never looked up what the son's name was.
I don't remember anyone's name besides Al and Peggy.
Kelly. It was Kelly Bundy.
Yeah, Kelly.
But
then
we
there was
don't
the son,
remember the
Bud.
son's name. It was Bud.
Bud.
Oh my goodness.
You just saw an epiphany.
Yes.
You YouTubers. You saw the
Yes.
epiphany. And then there was like a cousin or something that lived with them for a little bit. I remember that.
Yeah, I do
remember
remember
that.
There
Also
was
like the neighbor friend that didn't live with them, but he was like
it was so weird.
And the wife, yeah, whoa.
If we were to go back
coming back.
now and watch it, we would be like, what the hell did our parents let us watch?
Yeah.
I guarantee you we would be like, what?
For sure. Kind of like Ren and Stimpy.
Oh my gosh. Ren and Stimpy. Y'all, if you're our age, which is like 30, very
30s.
late 30s, then you would be like, what the hell did our parents let us watch?
Hey, just side note, by the time you hear this, I will be 39.
Yeah, you will.
There we go.
Yeah, you will.
So yeah. That we watch some stupid stuff.
Insanity.
Yeah.
Nothing we would let our kids
like,
watch.
It has nothing to do. This all came from me talking about Al Bundy.
Yes.
We got on Ren and Stimpy. Luckily,
Ren and Stimpy. Ooh, Lord. Yeah. Y'all, adults, go back and watch Ren and Stimpy now and be like, what the heck? Yeah, it's crazy.
Do it. Like, just go on YouTube and catch some clips.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It is wild.
Don't do it. You'll be like, what happened to my childhood?
Yeah, it'll explain a lot about you as a person now.
Oh, I don't know about that. That's.
I learned so much about myself by
deep.
going back and watching it.
I won't go back and watch it.
I'm having like flashbacks right now. If you can watch me, I was in a daze.
True growth coming through. So, married with children.
Yeah. So that we are married with children.
We are.
And married with 5 children. And I think it's important to note that as we talk about this, we're going to give the history. We're going to talk about what that is like, where our kids came from. Well,
did you just say where our kids came from?
Yeah, I did.
Oh my gosh. Normally he makes fun of me, but really?
I said that.
Where our kids came from. We are not ready for that episode.
No, I don't know if that'll. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to talk about our 4 kids, kind of where they hit in the timeline.
We have
5 kids. Oh, so
come
difficult.
on, Bobby.
I lose track. The inventory of children is so hard to keep up with.
The inventory, that is real, y'all.
We inventory children nonstop. And 5.
I will say before we had 5, I constantly would be like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, when we had 4. And I'd be like, okay, I got 4. And then once we had 5, I was like, ooh, that extra number gets you. It doesn't really in reality, but you're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My kids all learn their
all fingers on one hand.
Yes, they all learn their numbers so fast because we're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're all here.
Shout out to my homie Kansas if he hears this. Kansas,
oh my gosh, Kansas.
Love you, dude. But he numbered our children and only called them by their numbers.
He did.
It was great.
On
like, hey, number 1, and Ariel knew who he was talking.
She knew. She's like right here. On long family road trips, I will literally go sound off 1's here, and then all the way through. Well, 5 doesn't.
You keep talking for a second. I'm just gonna plug in my computer so it doesn't die.
I got you. So Yeah, all the way through 5 who doesn't talk yet. But yeah, that's how I figured out all my kids were in the car. Which, funny side note, Bobby was always the one that was terrified that he would leave a kid at outside of the car or in the car. And one night with number 3, he was taking one of our youth kids home, and he actually forgot he had Elijah in the car until he stopped to get gas with the youth kid. Y'all, it was completely safe. It wasn't a bad story. And Elijah made a noise, and he went, oh, there's a kid in the car.
Yeah, I was like, holy shit. Totally forgot that he was in the car.
Yeah, that was Bobby.
And that was my 3rd child. Like, it wasn't the first one.
But since number 2, that was his number 1 fear.
Yeah.
That he would forget a child in the car. And safely, it happened safely.
Yeah.
But he was really stressed.
It was terrifying.
He has weird fears, y'all. So, married with children.
Married with children. So, we got married in 2002.
Yes, we did.
And our plan was we were going to wait
How
a few years.
old were we?
I was 22. You were 21.
Yeah, we were. We were babies.
Yeah, little bitty folks.
You could barely drink, and I was getting married. What kind of heck is that?
I mean, I think that had something to do with
it. May have. It really may have.
So got married, and our plan was to wait a couple years. Like, we're gonna wait. We're not gonna have kids right now. We're just gonna get married and enjoy being.
We had
young.
really cute plans, y'all. White picket fence plans.
Yeah. So we 9 months in. Mm-hmm. We've been married 9 months, folks.
Mm-hmm.
We found out Crystal was pregnant. Crystal, tell them the story about how you found out, where you found out, and how, the beauty of where we found out that you were pregnant.
So, long story short, I went to the doctor for like a normal checkup. I was like checking on my birth control, all that stuff. She's like, I'm gonna run some blood tests. I was like, okay, cool. Then like I get a phone call and they're like, we're waiting on some results. I'm like, that's not good. We were in a Golden Corral. To speed up the story, my grandmother got diagnosed with cancer, so we were with them during some of that process.
The fanciest place you can go to.
Absolutely.
Golden Corral.
My grandparents loved Golden Corral.
Grandparents love Golden Corral.
They do. I loved it. I mean, it's great. I worked there for a long time. So anyways, we're at Golden Corral. I got a phone call. I excused myself to the restroom. Yes, I will like to say I found out about the pregnancy of my first child in the Golden Corral bathroom. That happened.
I found out at Golden Corral.
That was real. Then I like called Bobby over in that real cute movie scene, awkward, like, come here, I got something to tell you. Mind you, he's 22 years old. And I was like, hey, by the way, you're going to be a dad. What?
Say what?
That was literally how we were like, what?
So we found out at Golden Corral that we're expecting our first child. And we were 9 months into our marriage.
Yeah.
So 9 months later, we have a baby. And there's a crazy story there about nearly losing my spouse.
Yeah, we won't go there yet.
No, we're not
crazy.
I feel like there's probably some more episode to that because
for sure.
Terrifying situation. Crystal
now
died.
You're hooked. You're all hooked. You're like, what's the story?
Crystal nearly died. Stay tuned.
You can't hear it yet.
Stay tuned for Thursday, 3 weeks from now. Just kidding. I don't think it'll be that soon. I'm not. Now they'll have to go back and listen to this 3 weeks before we release that one. I'll just make a reminder.
So basically, I'm 23 at this point. Bobby's 20. Were you 23 or 24?
No. When you have Ariel?
Yeah. I was 23.
Were you 23 when she was born?
I was.
Then we had our ages wrong when we got married.
Whoops. I was 23 when I had Ariel.
Were you 22 when we got married?
Maybe. I had whatever. Math. Who cares?
Anyway.
Yeah. So I was 23 when we had Ariel.
Yeah.
And they let us take this kid home, y'all.
And 2005. We know that for a fact. We're not doing any more math, folks. Y'all can do it yourselves. Ariel was born in 2005. And we're like, okay, cool.
Perfect baby. Such a good baby.
Awesome. We're going to hang out here for a minute. And we did.
Yeah, we did. I will say there's more episodes coming with this, but we did have like a lot of family drama.
Yeah, that's a side note.
Which was weird. Yeah, side note, but also like you just get married, then you get boom, you have a baby.
Yeah.
Then you have family drama.
But this is married with children, not married with family drama.
I was just throwing it in there.
Family drama.
I'm hooking the listeners.
Okay. So we have Ariel, and we're like, hey, let's chill here for a little bit, and we did, and it was awesome. She really got to experience all of growth with us. Like we took
Even
her everywhere.
now.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, she was like our wingman.
Our guinea pig.
Our guinea pig, yeah, wingman. That was not an
She was
appropriate word.
she was close to she was guinea pig, wingman,
Same thing.
She went everywhere with us and like experienced all life first time things with us and all experienced all that crazy stuff of growth. But 4 years later we said, hey, let's think about this again.
3 years later.
3 years later.
But yeah,
born 4
math,
later. 3 years later we said, hey, let's give it a shot. 4 years later, she was born.
We had another child.
Yeah.
Also because we were like, look, I was an only child. Bobby was not. He had a brother.
Yeah.
I did not want our daughter to be an only child. So we were like, we need another baby. Stat. So
yeah. So we had another baby. We had Bella in 2009.
Yeah.
And then.
Well, then it got a little crazy because not only were we guinea pig parents.
Yeah.
We threw another baby in with severe, awful pregnancy. Then baby was like awful.
Bella was
she was horrible.
A horrific baby.
Ariel was like your traditional, like I think most first parents either get the angel baby or they don't.
Or the demon.
We got the angel baby. She was
awesome.
Incredible. She hardly ever cried. She was amazing. So we're like, cool, we'll have another baby.
Yeah.
And then we got the demon.
Yeah. So for 3 to 4 months of Bella's life, she screamed. Nonstop. I worked in land surveying, so I was in the field half the time actually doing like physical labor, and the other half the time I was in the office drafting, like working on the computer.
Mind you, we are from Texas.
Yes.
This is where the majority of this story takes place.
This 3 to 4 months started in June.
Yes.
So June in Texas, and I'm horribly allergic to ragweed, which comes out around August. In Texas, starts pollinating everywhere. So I'd be out in the field in 110-degree weather in August and ragweed just covering, like the pollen covering me. And I would come home, my eyes would literally be swollen shut. Like I could not see.
I don't know how
it was awful.
Home.
And Ariel, Crystal and I would take turns bouncing the baby because that's the only way to get Bella to sleep.
Bouncing or literally straight up in the swing.
Yeah.
Which everyone's like, don't do. And I'm like, you deal with the screaming baby.
You deal with the screaming child. So this happened for 3 to 4 months. And then we take her to the doctor. After taking her to the doctor multiple times, like, it's colic. And I'm like, what the hell is colic? It's not even real.
Right.
I don't think I believe in it. Sorry, mothers, if it's real. If it is, I apologize. Doctors, if it's real. But I don't believe it because they kept
we don't
saying
believe it.
And it was not colic. So we found out it was acid reflux.
Yes. So simple, right? You're like, this is such a simple thing.
So chill.
I will say I got to the point of like, I'm that crazy person who's going to rip their hair out if their baby doesn't stop screaming.
Yeah.
So I think that I
definitely
probably
the crazy
scared
person.
the doctor because I walked in there and I was like, if you tell me it's colic, I'll rip your throat out. But I had like a straight, serious face, which is more terrifying. So if you've met me, you know that face.
Yeah.
You have known that face. Yeah, it was terrifying. So I think he was like, let's try this.
Yeah. So medicine.
Yeah,
we gotta move.
Sorry. Gotta move. Got it. Medicine came.
Yeah. So they gave her medicine and she turned into the perfect baby.
Such a sweet, calm baby.
Right there.
She was beautiful.
So while Crystal was pregnant, I sprung this idea on her.
Dumbass thinks it's smart.
I say, hey, we should have another baby. She's still pregnant, mind you. We should have another baby like as soon as possible.
Exactly. Now, side note, this will come later. The worst pregnancy I've ever had was Bella.
Yeah.
And Bobby thinks it's smart to say, we should have another baby during the worst pregnancy I've ever
Bella
had.
To have a sibling that was close in age because Ariel's so much older. I was like, let's do this. This will be fun.
He's nuts because it doesn't come out of him. It comes out of me.
Semantics. So yeah, you can tell this part of the story. But so we find out like we get pregnant. Not we, damn it. We don't get pregnant.
Get it.
Only Crystal got pregnant. Dudes, we don't get pregnant.
Yeah,
we expect a baby. Like we are expecting a child. Yeah. That's fine.
Bros.
Dude, we don't have babies. We don't get pregnant.
Have babies. That story will come later with kidney stones, but y'all do not have babies.
Anyway,
so Bella's 9 months old, and we're like, it's probably a good time to start trying for another baby. We did. We got pregnant. Unfortunately, about probably 11 weeks in, that baby I lost that baby. We had a miscarriage.
Yeah.
It was heart-wrenching.
And we're going to do, like, this is for real. We will do another episode over that, because I believe for the mothers, there's a great support system and a lot of information. For dads, not so much.
Yeah.
And you're dealing with not only are you dealing with the loss of a life, but you're also dealing with a grieving mother who is going through like pure hell, and you don't quite know what to do. And I don't know if there's a right answer for that, but it may help just to do an episode on loss.
Yeah. It was emotional. I think there was a lot to that can definitely fill up an episode.
For sure.
But we had that angel baby, and then I look at Bobby. This is, and believe me, if you have been through this, A, I'm so sorry, and B, you know how emotional this is. I looked at Bobby and I was like, I want to try again. Within a month of losing the baby, and he looked at me like, you're crazy. No. And I went to the doctor for a checkup, and he's like, go for it. And I was like, cool.
We very quickly get to work having another baby. Yeah, whenever the doctor said it was cool, like, let's do it. Figuratively.
Bobby is just in that. He's like, cool, I'll make a baby.
I'm not gonna say I'm good at it, but
married with children. I mean, come on.
There's 5 of them. I'm obviously I don't suck at it.
Whatever.
Guys,
no, sorry, whatever.
if that was awkward for you, you shouldn't be listening.
That's real.
If you're one of my children that just heard that, you shouldn't have listened to this.
Go away.
Yeah. So anyway, that brings about. Wait, we're on Elijah now.
We're on number 3.
We're on number 3.
So many kids.
Yeah, we're running behind so many children. So brings along number 3, Elijah. Dude was like such an easy birth, really. Like so easy. Like, everything was just smooth,
even
fast.
He was an easy pregnancy. Like he was just good. But when it came time, that little boy was like, "I'm gonna fake you out. I'm gonna send you into 2.5, 3 weeks of labor, and then I'm gonna come to you. Literally shooting into the world to where the doctor fumbled him."
Yeah. So Elijah was fumbled, literally.
Word.
And so one thing about boys.
They're crazy.
They have the ability, and I can say this because I am one, to turn their brain off. We can just not think about consequences.
I don't get it.
No, but it's awesome. So dads with boys, you know what I'm talking about. Just to watch them turn their brain off and not give a shit about what's about to go wrong.
Dudes in general are like, dude, we get you. And I'm like, how?
Yeah. So Elijah is a total boy. Like, and there's a fun story about me having kidney stones on the way to delivery. I'm going to hold that one off to hold over Crystal's head later on.
Also, I want to point out, if there is a woman out there listening that has the ability to turn your brain off like a man, please shoot me a DM because I want to hear this.
Yeah, at the Hair Sponge 05 Instagram.
I don't have this ability, and it stresses me out. Marriage-wise, it literally stresses me out.
Just turn my brain off.
He does.
Consequences.
I don't get it.
Matter.
I don't get it. He gets it. We have learned through almost 17 years to like understand it, but I still don't get it.
Yeah. So Elijah's born, and I'm not trying to blow through children because there's gonna be so many stories. We'll do episodes.
We're gonna come out with an episode on each kid.
Yeah, because they're so different and unique.
You fully
and that's
understand
super
them.
important. Like the uniqueness of parenting is super important to acknowledge.
Yeah.
So we are gonna dive deep into that.
For sure.
So we make this decision. You know, how old was Elijah when we make the decision to move across the country?
Hold on, wait. We were pregnant when we made the decision.
Yeah, we were already pregnant.
What had happened was Elijah turns a year old. He turns a year old in January. February hits, and I'm texting Bobby, and I'm like,
"Oh yeah,
bro,
that's the story."
It's Valentine's Day. I'm like, I need Chipotle.
Yeah.
Bobby and I don't really celebrate Valentine's Day like hardcore
as
a married
it's a dumb
couple.
Holiday. I think
he's
stupid.
All about the stupid Hallmark holidays.
I'm against them.
I'm
totally.
Like, so we don't really. Y'all, let me say that he buys me gifts. He brings me flowers. Like it's very sweet and romantic. We don't set to a specific holiday. Like you have to take care of your wife. Ooh, that was weird. Kind of day. So whatever. Valentine's Day comes around. I'm like, bro, I want Chipotle. Like I could rip your face off. I want it so bad.
I look at her and I'm like, you're pregnant.
Hell no. That's what I said.
And I know, here's the thing. I know the crazy eyes of a pregnant woman. I had experienced them 2 times before then. And I've experienced them. I keep losing track of what child we're on. 3 times prior to this. Yeah. 3 times prior to this. I know the crazy eyes of a pregnant woman that needs the food now.
Yeah.
Feed me.
But I still didn't believe him. I was like, I am not pregnant. There is no way. Because my baby just turned a year old. I ain't pregnant.
You are pregnant, and you find out you're pregnant. You do all this stuff, and we find out. During this pregnancy,
yes,
we make the decision to move to Nashville.
Yeah, we did.
While pregnant. But we're going to hold off till the baby's born. We're going to wait till she's 2 months old.
Yeah. So because I had a specific doctor, I was like, we are staying at this doctor.
Gonna stay with this doctor.
Not changing.
So that happened. We had the baby in Texas and moved to Nashville.
When she was 2 months old.
2 months old. So 4 children. One of them's 2 months old. The other 2 are basically toddlers. And we're in Nashville. We removed all family support. We have no support structure. What the hell?
Right?
I don't know what I was thinking. I don't think
crazy.
So. That was one of those instances where I probably turned my brain off.
Oh,
thankful we did this. We are thankful we made this decision. But what the hell was I thinking?
Like, I trust you, Bob.
Yeah, that was wild. Why did you trust me? I'm thankful you did, and I think you're thankful you did.
I mean, most days. Some days, occasionally.
Yeah. Sorry, you were bumping the mic. That's why I was trying to move your hand off.
I know. I got you.
It makes a rumble.
I got
a rumble.
A rumble.
So we're in Nashville, and then we're like, no more kids. We're effing done with kids. We got too many as it is.
Real talk.
And then we find out Selah is how old?
She was 6.
6 years old. Asher enters the picture.
Dun, dun, dun.
Truly a whoops baby.
Yeah.
Like, hey, where did this guy come from?
Well, so was Selah, though.
Yeah.
Selah was okay, that happened.
So now that leaves us with 5. And one of them is a crazy, insane toddler. Ooh, toddlers are my favorite people. But holy shit, they're crazy.
They're insane. They're feral. Literally
they are
feral.
Wild. And Asher is like the epitome of crazy boy toddler. Just wild, all nonstop throwing things off of things. He will jump off anything. Consequences mean nothing to this child.
None.
Nothing. So that's the 5 kids. Yeah. Long story to tell you about 5 kids. And there's a lot more to tell, obviously, with that many children. But I think it's important that we talk about life with a child, 2 children, 32 children. It doesn't matter, because children in a marriage are...
It changes the marriage.
Yeah, it changes that dynamic totally.
Yeah.
And that's the whole point of what we want to talk about today, is what does that dynamic look like? How do we discuss that fully?
How do you have a child, go through major life changes with a child and all these things, like, and still maintain a healthy relationship? How do we do that, honey?
But I had notes and you erased my notes.
You told me to.
I thought you would put them back on there.
I didn't.
Okay, so I had like 4 things. Okay. All right, folks. So one
Here we
go. Well, now let's wing it here, folks. My notes are gone off the whiteboard. So number 1, how do you maintain friendship when you've got constant interruption, constant disruption, and all the things?
Bobby likes to coin the phrase that kids are time leeches.
Oh, total time leeches.
And they are.
They will take every ounce of time. So we have to be very, what's the word I'm looking for?
Cognizant?
No.
Oh, just kidding.
Intentional. Intentional. We have to be very intentional with what we do with our time.
That is fair.
And so to remain friends, we have to be intentional about setting aside and say, let's go hang out. And it may just be like, we're going to run to the grocery store, like together.
Or like a walk around the neighborhood.
Yeah, or just a walk around, anything that's like, hey, because we talked about friendship being a huge part of who we are. And like, I don't just say that lightly. She truly is my best friend. So when it's important that we hang out together, we spend time together.
Honey.
Well, it's true.
That's cute.
That doesn't mean we always like each other.
Oh, no.
There are times where we cannot stand each other.
No.
I mean, first of all, imagine being married to me.
Or me.
Well, you get crazy.
People that know me know.
They've seen it.
Don't take all the blame. They know.
Oh, well, that was very sweet of you. Anyway, so be intentional. Like, remain friends. Find the things that you do that are fun that you do as a friend, right? Like, you hang out with your friends, do all that fun stuff.
I will say also, like, one thing we do is we're right now in this season of life, we're homeschooling our 5 children. Bobby works from home. He's maintaining a business. We still take walks together. Like, we're like, we need a brain break, and we'll take a walk around the neighborhood. But even like 17 and a half, 18 years of being together later, we still find things new and refreshing about each other, things to laugh about. Like we make it intentional points to say, hey, let's talk about something other than current things happening between the two of us.
So friendship is totally important. Like make sure that.
Maybe almost the most important.
Yeah.
Outside of intimacy.
Well, I was going to bring that point up like 3 down, but let's go ahead. So with children, folks, and I've already made some awkward statements for anyone that maybe is like feels like family, whatever.
We get, I will say, the number one question.
Disclaimer. Hold on, I'm like trying to family members, children. If you're listening, you don't want to listen to this part.
Turn your ears off.
Yeah, earmuffs.
The number one question I get as the woman is, how do you guys maintain intimacy with 5 children? And my first thought is like funny. I'm like, we have 5 kids. What are you talking about? And then also it's like, you make time where it is.
Yeah, I want to say so many things, but they're all, that's what she sees. That's what she said things.
Bobby is way more, I almost said vulgar, but you're not vulgar. You're just way more, I'm very reserved.
Like the one liner I have, I'm not going to use here.
Right.
I'm not going to.
You make time where it is. That's what it is.
Time is of the essence.
You make time where it is. You have that intimacy with your spouse.
I just want to.
I'm
not going to do it. I'm not. I'm not.
I'll
feel awkward.
It would embarrass me.
My grandma will listen to it. She'll be like, I can't believe that.
Oh, Lord have mercy. Well, she knows we have 5 kids.
Yeah, it's true. No, there's no secrets. Okay.
Moving on.
Intimacy, it's important. Like it's extremely important you figure out the time. Like
physical intimacy and emotional
intimacy. Yes.
That's one thing I think real quickly. People think intimacy just means physical aspects. But in reality, it is very emotional.
Yeah.
It is very much of the heart and not just physical.
Yeah.
Probably a whole other podcast.
Yeah. So, absolutely it is. We will do a podcast over that. However, the other one that I wanted to point out is self-care.
Yes.
So how do you do that in marriage with children at all? One child is the same. Like it's still a time leech. That child is a time leech.
So bad.
Yeah. So, sorry.
I don't know how to answer this question because as a mother, and I'll be very raw and honest, I don't do self-care very well at all. Like my self-care is like, I'm going to shut down when all the kids are in bed and I'm going to watch a show on Netflix. Maybe for some of you, that is my self-care jam. For me, I'm like, I need a little more than that.
No, for me, it's easy. Like I wake up stupid early.
You are easy.
Yeah. Yeah, real easy. I wake up way early. Like I'm up by 4 a.m. Like if I sleep in, it's 5.
He's crazy like that.
But it's for me, like it's my alone time. It's the only time I'm gonna get alone. There's children. There's 5 of them. There's Crystal, which in the morning sometimes can be a little needy. Whatever. So I wake up really early.
I'm not high maintenance. You are.
Yes. Yes. I wake up extremely early so I can get just alone time. And during that alone time, I have kind of a rhythm in the morning, and it just, it's some of it's self-care. Some of it's like, I'm going to get some work done before everyone's awake. But it's important for me to have that. When I have that in the morning, I'm in a much better mood. I've had some just time to wake up and have that quiet.
You are in a better mood those days.
Yeah.
I would almost say it is easier for men than women to get that time.
Well, not at 4 a.m. It's equal.
I'm not getting up at 4 a.m. You're crazy.
I'm pretty staunch on that.
I'm not a morning person.
No.
I'm an evening person. He is not. He's like morning person. Go to bed by 8.
I came from running shows like concert promotions and being up till 2 and 3 a.m. all the time. And then I flipped that switch. I was like, I'm getting up early.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, when it happened, I was like, I'm done with this.
Your 4 kids during that time.
I know you did.
Mm-hmm.
It's another story, woman.
It's another story.
So many stories.
So many stories.
I also did my best to provide. I'm sorry.
I know. You're amazing. You're so wonderful.
Stabbing.
No, I'm not.
So self-care, like with 4, 5, 1, 2, 82, it doesn't matter. Kids. Extremely important because if you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of your partner.
Oh, that's real.
So make sure you're
tending to yourself. That's real on both sides, like very real.
Honestly, sometimes it's like, hey, Crystal, I look at her and it's like, hey, Crystal, go take a bath.
Oh, he does.
Or I'm like, hey, Crystal, have you eaten?
Oh, that's a big one in our family.
And I mean, that's,
When your kids ask you if you're hangry,
yeah.
there's probably an issue.
So I think it's important, like, for self-care to develop a rhythm with that.
Yeah.
And otherwise you're just relying on what is impossible, which is a schedule that involves multiple people and multiple feelings and multiple emotions. So,
because with children in general, or multiple children, your schedule that you set is kind of funny, because a kid may break their elbow, or they may, whatever may happen. Your kid may get sick or whatever it is. So your schedule that you set in your brain isn't always going to work.
So self-care, extremely important.
Very.
Friendship, extremely important.
Very.
Intimacy, physical intimacy, the most important.
Shut up. No, it's not.
Okay, maybe it's not the most.
Emotional always. See, men, I feel like women are emotional, men are physical. If I'm wrong, if a woman says you're wrong, girl, get it. But I feel like women emotional, men physical. We both need emotional intimacy.
Yes. So that brings us to the end of this section of the podcast.
The end?
The section. This section. The end of this section. Do you get what I'm saying
here?
Keep
saying it.
Section.
People are going to get so weirded out.
I'm just going to keep saying it. People that don't know my humor well are like, why is he repeating that over and over again?
I don't get it.
One day
I get it.
Episode 38, you'll be like, he's still saying section. Section. Okay, stop.
I will say before he moves on from this section.
You did it.
I did it. One thing that we've noticed is we've grown so much as parents. Are we always correct? Absolutely not. We have no clue what we're doing. Still, we're raising a teenager amidst 4 other small children. But we have grown from that point to this point, learning with our precious guinea pig what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
And all of our advice will be, this is what's worked for us.
You're grabbing
Oh, sorry. I keep bumping the table. My bad.
So, the end of this section. The question of the week, the challenge of the week. So you even erased it. You didn't even keep it.
I'm sorry.
I know it. I know this one.
I failed you, sir.
You didn't fail me. It was lack of communication. We'll do a communication episode.
That was humor.
Communication episode coming soon.
Oh, Lord. That'll be a minute. That'll be a hot minute.
So this week, and you got to answer first.
All right. Why am I always first?
What can you do to make your partner, and this goes for everyone, but I want you to answer it.
All right.
Your partner's life better.
Ooh. Do you know, honestly, I think that the thing I can do to make your life better most weeks, of this week in particular, excuse me for my word mix up, is getting up early.
Ooh, that's a good one.
I think that is like, your love language is touch and words of affirmation, but I also feel like that would be like an epitome of like, hey, she gets it and she's going to get up early.
I like that. So
I don't, but I'm going to give it to you.
I like that because it will provide self-care for you, because what I was going to offer this week to make your life better was moments of self-care.
Make my life better.
Scheduled moments of self-care, like hey, I've got the kids, you go take a bath. Like,
that's really nice.
I've got the kids, you go take a bath, and I'll bring you some sort of fancy dessert, whatever.
And a glass of wine.
And a glass of wine for sure.
Yes.
Or maybe a double shot of Jack.
Hell yeah.
Not Jack. That's not really.
No.
But, something solid.
Something.
Yeah. Double shot of Jack was just a fun redneck thing to say. Yeah. So what can you do as listeners out there to make your partner's life better this week? Yeah. And not just your partner. Like, if you're single and you're listening to this,
good for you. Someone. Thank you.
Yeah. Awesome. Thanks for listening.
You're just preparing yourself for that next step in life.
But what can you do to make someone's life better? Because I want this podcast to have a positive impression on the world, and leave that not just for couples and married folks, but definitely for anyone you meet. Like, if you can do something, my challenge to you is make someone's life better this week.
I will say, I just saw a quote that said, the quote, happy wife, happy life. I love that quote. However, of course I do. I'm very high maintenance. It said happy spouse. It didn't rhyme, but it was like happy life. And I was like, that's actually really true because my life is happier when he's happier and like vice versa, I
I'm
would
trying to come up
think.
with a rhyme with happy spouse.
I know.
Eat a
I
mouse.
don't maybe. But like it is better
I'm gonna throw your phone. It's ringing. Ah,
don't do it.
I threw it.
I do think it is like clearly it's happier when I'm happy. But also when he's happy too. I'm like, oh, he's happy. He makes me laugh.
So with that, folks,
Ba-dum.
I did not mention that the show is sponsored by Peace Love Beer.
Yeah, it is.
A lifestyle clothing brand for all beer lovers. You can go to peacelovebeer.com and use the discount code THWY. That's to hell with you, obviously, THWY, and get 10% off and free shipping. So
nice.
that stands always, folks. So if you want to use that anytime you want, I'm dropping some tips here.
Yeah.
Also, my company, I'm going to throw it out there, heydigi.marketing, HEYDIGI.marketing. If you need any digital marketing needs for your business, e-commerce, especially like if you've got that, or you just need a better digital presence online, check us out. We're here to help, and we want to make money and help you make money. That's really what it's all about.
5 kids, y'all.
Yeah, help us feed the kids.
Feed the kids.
So that brings us to the end of today, and I just wanted to say to hell with you.